Welcome to Hardstyle America. I am your host, Vegas Big Rob, and my co-host, as always.
DJ Magic, what it do?
All right, welcome back. Welcome back after a week off. We're back at it again. We're very excited. We have some more news. We officially locked in our event for August 17th. If you haven't noticed yet, we have not released any official flyers yet. We are working on the artwork. However, we're very excited to publicly announce it now, officially, August 17th in
Can we
Arizona.
talk about artists? Can we talk about who's going to be there?
Well,
Can that be our
how
big
about everybody except the big
announcement? Since
headliner? How's that?
nobody but the headliner, or everybody but the headliner?
Everybody
You
but
want
the
to keep?
headliner, because I want
Oh, okay.
I want the flyer to be like, oh snap, this is it.
What? How about this? How about we release one obvious one per week?
We
At
can,
least
but
like one this
what if
week.
the flyer comes out next week? Because we're about to get artwork signed already, hopefully this week, and then we're just gonna blast it and be like, what kind of kills our purpose?
Okay. Well, what if it takes you another 5 weeks to get it?
It shouldn't, because then I'll just jump off a bridge because it shouldn't take that long to do.
Okay, fair. How about we do two today? Two of the obvious ones that we already have kind of alluded to, and
Yeah, yeah.
then that'll give us two more for next week in case it's not done with the big finale of the headliner.
All right, and then we're gonna try to get the headliner on the show, by the way. So that's another little plus there.
Speaking of which, just as a side note, we should probably just add in our contracts in the future that we're going to have like as advertisement to help promote the artists for their own promotion's sake. We should have them come on the show.
Yeah, no, that's a win-win across the board. We help develop their tour schedule and the hype for their events, and helps out the promoters as well. So it'll be exciting. And on the other end, it helps the show here, help us grow and solidify who we are in the American hard dance community. So yeah, I agree. So going forward, I declare Hardstyle America
Dum.
as a requirement. I don't have sound effects, but we'll figure it out.
No. Sometimes it does the little things on the screen too. I don't know.
I don't know.
So do you want to say one and I'll say one, or what? How do you want to do this? You
No,
want
no,
to
go
make it
ahead,
fair?
man. It's all good.
All right, cool. So of course, we have the man, the legend, XOXO. Actually, I was kind of like on the fence about this because when you first told me, you were like, "Hey, man, we're gonna do a show with XOXO." I was like, "That's awesome," because I have so much respect for him. But on the other hand, I was like, "Damn, now I have to pick a new song because I can't play his music." Oh, and I'm going to be one of the other openers. I'm going to have the honor and privilege of opening for XOXO. So let's just throw that out there. Everybody in Arizona, I don't care if you're in one of the surrounding areas, New Mexico, come on out. Las Vegas, Southern California, and show your love for hardstyle. We're gonna bring just some insane energy, and yeah, we got two more artists that are going to be on there, including our headliners. So hopefully we'll be able to make that announcement in the next week.
Well, there you go. XOXO and DJ Magic are officially on the lineup. That's already
Let's go.
its own, man. So we're anticipating a huge turnout on this one. The headliner has a significant following, a rising star in the community in the hard dance, and that's all I can tell you without giving any more information. Be sure to stay tuned. Make sure to follow all our social medias because the announcements are coming as early as this week. So make sure that when we do release that information, you go and you purchase your tickets because I anticipate a sellout on this one. I think we're going to hit our numbers on top of everything. I think it's going to be very exciting. You don't want to miss it because it's just going to be off the charts. It's going to be insane. And it's a daytime party. Let me make it very clear. This is going to be from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. We wanted to do something different in Arizona. I understand that there's always going to be nightlife, and we thought we'd do this on the daytime. That way you can find those babysitters if you need to. So if you have a family, say, I'll be right back. I want to go out for a few hours, and you're going to go rage. So,
Well, yeah, and I think the important thing about that is that this is the last weekend before school starts. So if
yeah,
you're a student, ASU, I have a special treat for you. I'm definitely not going to leak that until the event, so you're going to have to be there to see my set. But this is going to be a custom, unique set, never put together, at least for me. And I'm just so excited to be able to bring my finale to the ASU area. And yeah, so if you're a student, if you're an alum, come on out, show your support. And yeah, so you know what? If you're worried about staying out too late because you got school Monday morning, come party with us. You
You'll
need a
be out of,
pre-party? That's where we'll be.
and you can stick around at the venue. We're right across the street from the campus, just an FYI. So if you kind of have an idea where it's at, if you're a local from Arizona, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're very excited. This is going to be one epic kickoff inaugural show for Hardstyle Maniacs in Arizona. We want you to join us. We will continue to do more events uh, with headliners as we are going to provide. But it's not going to stop with just this one show, guys. So we're going to get bigger and better. And with your support, the market in Arizona is going to unite with our market in Vegas and California. And that's kind of our goal. So support our show is to support the movement that we're trying to do, because eventually we're going to visit our friends out there in Texas. And, we're already talking to, keeping Austin hard, so we're, that's just out there, putting it out there in the universe for all the promoters. We need to unite. This is not a competition. This is a growth.
No,
And
that's definitely a good point. We can't be just looking at it as a competition, because if we do, then we're never going to have growth as a community, as a family.
Well, if other promoters are looking at it as a competition, I can assure you we are not. Hardstyle Maniacs is not about competition. It's about the movement. We want it to grow, and we want to be the leaders of this movement, because we're going to show you that it's not about competition. It's like we're willing to help. We're willing to put the work in, so that way markets grow out throughout the United States and obviously all the Americas. But it has to start with somebody, and it might as well be Hardstyle Maniacs, because you know what? That's what we do. It is what we do. So on top of that, we're helping new artists. So you got new music, you're an upcoming DJ, we got tips and pointers for you from, headliners who are already established, upcoming risers. So whenever we interview people, we ask them pointers, and those pointers are nuggets for you. So make sure you follow and watch our videos, our previous videos. We have some great artists already lined up in our previous YouTube channel. So make sure that you check out those videos too, because there's a lot of good, valuable nuggets in there from artists that are rising right now. And you got to make sure you stay on top of your game too. So these are great insights from our local artists in Los Angeles, Vegas, and coming up, Texas and so forth.
One last thing that I'd like to point out is for us to grow as American artists and as promoters and whatnot, the best way that we're going to be able to do that is by bringing international artists that are well established to be able to support the domestic artists that are growing. And the only way to do that is by having a network of promoters that are wanting to bring the same artists and that can communicate and have that sort of forward vision. And we have the tools available. All we need is the team to be able to utilize those tools. So I just want to throw that out there into the universe. Anybody that's looking to forward to bringing international artists to America, especially in the hard dance community, let's have a conversation.
Yeah, reach out to us on any of our social medias. We're willing to listen to what you have to bring to the table, and we're obviously not going to come to the table empty-handed either. So our job is to work with you, not against you. It's about the rise of hard dance in America, and that's kind of what we're doing. And with your help, we can make it happen. It's that simple. No one can do it alone. Like Hardstyle Maniacs started out a few years ago with myself. Now I got a great team that we're collaborating. We got Hard Dance with Hardstyle America. We got, we're starting to do our event sector. We're doing our media platform sector. So everything happens with the team, because one person alone can't do it. So remember, when Hardstyle Maniacs reaches out to you guys, we're not about competition. We're about helping growth. So
let's go.
With that said, let's just fucking start raging. Oh, I dropped the F-bomb. Damn.
Man,
I try to keep it clean, but sometimes you get too excited. It's okay.
We're a family show, and families speak real.
Right. Oh, brought to you.
You know what I mean?
Hey, if you're from the 90s, it brought to you by Eternity. Cologne for Men.
Hey, and can I can't believe that out of all of our shows last week, I forgot this, so I'm absolutely not going to before we move on.
I
want to throw a shout out to Dimension G. Go out there with the code DJ Magic 15% off. That's how I keep all my dripping, is with Dimension G. So
that's right. Gio, big shouts out to you, brother. By the way, we'll talk about what he has coming up on the next episode. I think we'll bring him on. He's working on something. So very exciting stuff. We got updates on him. Maybe we'll schedule him in the near future when he's ready to come on board and tell us exactly what he's got going on for Los Angeles once again. But in the meantime, let's just get started and start raging.
Let's go.
I can tell you this, I can tell it this. Not trying to be romantic, I hate it from the back, just you don't get attached. I like the way you kiss it, I can tell you this, I can tell it this. Not trying to be romantic, I hate it from the back, just you don't get attached. Just roll the dice, you're on your knees, I'm on the case.
Axiom, the tasty truth.
Well, good morning. If that didn't wake you up, it certainly got that going. Woo. Welcome.
Like, no, let it keep going. Like, let's go. Oh wait, no, that's it.
No, we're
that
here
was
to talk
fun.
about you.
Let's welcome.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm just like joining the jams, dude. I'm like, y'all just keep cooking. Like we'll talk later. I want to hear more. No, okay.
If you don't know who this is,
That was fun.
This is R3negade, right? Obviously.
Yeah, DJ R3negade.
You know, and he's the founder of Keeping Awesome Hard, and we want to welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for really having me. You know, I am very grateful for y'all even having this show to highlight, you know, hardstyle in America, right? I think that's, you know, one of the things that, you know, we talk about a lot, or I talk about, is the marketing behind hardstyle in America has failed. You know, in the past, right? And you have this, I mean, I could talk about this for hours.
Mm-hmm.
So you had this like movement where it was either dubstep or hardstyle is where America was going to go. And dubstep just took over. And I think, you know, unfortunately hardstyle missed that wave. But I think, you know, what y'all are doing and what a lot of, you know, you were talking about the promoters and the different shows in America, you know, I think we're there. I think we're going to get there. I think we're starting that wave back up. And I think it's going to happen. I really, truly believe it. You know, I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, no, preach Vegas, Mike, Rob, you know, keep preaching. Like, I want to keep going. I'm gonna let you go. Like, I'll let you talk. That was amazing. You know?
Yeah, we're very excited to see it grow. And you're right. I have seen labels sprout out throughout the U.S. Promoters are starting to take chances on the hard dance events.
Oh.
You're starting to see more regional artists cross over to the opposite side of the country. And that's great stuff. We're starting to see not just Los Angeles as a capital of hard dance in the West Coast, but now you got New York, hard dance, NYC out there who are starting to step up. They're coming in with some massive shows. You got Euphoria in Chicago, who's doing a lot of great work. I think recently they had Noise Suppressor, as a matter of fact, if that's not his show, but they got him, or they have him. What was it, this weekend?
I missed that one.
Yeah, and then you guys got your shows coming up as well, and then we have San Diego Hardstylers coming up shows, and then we have so many people in Los Angeles just sprouting, and Vegas we have so many things going on as well, and now Arizona. So it's exciting to see the rise, and everybody's just what, enough is enough. We're just gonna do it, and that's amazing, and that's why we created Hardstyle America, because we wanted to make sure that everyone knows that it's just not them by themselves. So they don't give up. So
I'm getting goosebumps over here, like, because you're preaching the exact same thing I preach too as well. I think you see, I use the examples of like over in the UK and Germany and all that stuff. When they throw a show, they have 10,000 people there easily. And you're talking, one that may be a 2-hour difference between one location and another. And there are 10,000 people there, right? You have Manchester, Liverpool, London. They'll throw, a show with, Ben Nicky and Sub-Zero Project and all them as a show that maybe costs like $20 to get in, right? Like, how insane is that? Well, there's a lot of reasons why it's like that, but you also, you see this massive amount of people throwing shows, and they're constant, right? And I think I think we could get there. And I think like the biggest, I did some research not too long ago about this. The distance between. So if you don't know, Key Boston Hard is based out of Austin, Texas, and I did a little research to see how far it is from like a city in Germany to the city in to Dallas, like the difference.
Mhm.
And you would see someone like Sound Rush who would have a show in like 12 different cities in like Germany, Netherlands. It's not like 3 or 4 hours away from each other. It's Sound Rush. Like to us, that's like a mega like DJ producer, and they're like every weekend they're 2 hours away. You can go see them play. And I think that's I find that very interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because one of the issues with we try to bring international artists, like we brought Thera before, right? And we were talking to Thera at one point about doing an exchange program where we have American artists to go to Holland, and bring Dutch artists to America. And the problem really is that there seems to be a higher saturation of artists in Europe as opposed to in America, and that travel time, I think, like, there are maybe just as many hardstyle fans in America, but we're so spread out. You know what I mean? It's really hard. Even with Wasteland is coming up in August, and I'm talking about doing a post pool party on Sunday, because it's a Friday Saturday event. Just throwing that out in the universe. But that's probably one of the biggest hardstyle events, I guess, on the West Coast, and it's only 2 nights, but it's a great event. I just it's doesn't get as many people as maybe like DEF CON and whatnot, because it's a lot harder for people to travel to San Bernardino as opposed to
right,
New York.
Yeah, well, and also you have to realize, like, DEF CON 1 in the Netherlands, there's people in the Netherlands, or in Dutch or Germany, like, they grew up listening to techno, right? Where and this is having conversations with a lot of people about this too as well. You have people who grew up listening to techno, Eurodance back in the day. For I'll show my age. Snap, Technotronic, even Scooter back in the day. By the way, if you ever get a chance to see Scooter live, highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
But they grew up listening to that, right? Their top 40 was, that dance kind of music, where our top 40 back in the 90s, like mid 90s, late 90s, was more R&B and hip hop, where theirs was more dance and rock. And
Sure.
you can definitely see that their taste in music has evolved with the harder dance genre that direction, where us in the States, we're there's a lot more people of us, thankfully, than just in that area population wise. So we can have hard dance in America, but you will never hear a hard dance song played on the radio on Sirius XM. I will the day like one day I think they played Steve Aoki's Kids, and it kind of sounded like Hardstyle, and I literally had to flip a freak out because I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're playing Hardstyle on Sirius XM." Granted, they will. That I think that is the day I think we know we've made it in America for hardstyle and hard dance is when Sirius XM, when BPM and or their Diplo channel or even Armin, right, the state of Armin, they play a hardstyle song consecutively, right? It's not just a
Well,
one-time thing.
let me ask you about that because a lot of our guests and people that I've talked to in the past have said that there's kind of this hardening of mainstream music, and that like what would have been considered hard style, several years ago, is getting
Yeah.
closer to your main stage, where there's a lot more hard style elements to
Yeah.
your.
Well, and I think if you look at Beatport's, so this is I have my podcast that I do, Renegade Rave, and we go through I look at the Beatport's newest like hard, and I do hard or hard dance or hard style or even techno and trance and stuff like that, and I go through it, and you look at the amount of hard style songs that are put on that are on that platform, and that's a major DJing platform where people look for songs. A lot There is not that many hardstyle songs compared to um you know the neo rave side that they've just like merged with the hard dance and hard style and hardcore into the neo rave, and it's almost to the point where it's going to make the market for hardstyle flush out, right? It's not going to be there anymore because you may have, if you look at the top 100 songs, because when they added neo rave, you look at the top 100 songs, there may be two or three hardstyle songs on there, true hardstyle songs, right? I mean, you'll have some hardcore and some up tempo and stuff like that, but hardstyle itself, in if because of the way that they've done it, is being squeezed out of that market, and so the mainstream or main stage, I guess is what they call it, main stage, you'll start seeing a lot more songs that are going to be the hardstyle style songs, right? The 16 beat intro, all that stuff. They're all going to be more in that main stage uh, selection. Even the new Darren Styles and like Mike song that just came out this Friday, I went to go look for it because I'm like, I absolutely love the song. It's called Summer of Love. It's a remix of I think with Matatunes or whatever. It's under dance pop, but it is a straight up like 160, Darren Styles song, and you're like, it's happy hardcore, but at 160, but it's under
Yeah,
dance pop because of the way they did that, and I've had fortunate enough to talk to people who work with Beatport people before, and we'll talk about it in a couple when we talk about some of our shows. Like their hardstyle team or hard dance team is very small compared to like the hard techno team that's reviewing songs. Like it's a very small team. They said it's maybe 5 or 6 people compared with hard techno. It's like 25 people, right? So it's a very, you could definitely tell the difference, right? And if you look at stuff like trance, the trance top 100, it's almost constantly changing. Where the
for
hard
sure.
style or hard dance, it is pretty consistent majority of the time. It's some of the same songs on there. Main stage too. I mean, but a lot of the songs that have been on the main stage top 100 have been there for years because they're bangers, right? You have a Hard
Right.
Wills, the Four Strings,
Mhm.
uh, Take Me Away, or Satisfaction. It's been there for 3 or 4 years in the top 100 because they're bangers, right?
Mhm.
And so I think a lot of as soon as Beatport, I guess, is because I use them a lot, gets their act together with Hardstyle, I think we'll get a lot more recognition in the Hardstyle community. They just have to invest into it. And I think them adding neo rave into the hard dance, hardcore side was a bad idea. I talked to a couple of people who are neo rave artists, and they're like, yeah, it should have been under hard techno. Like it's so close to hard techno. And so they're like, yeah, they messed up with that.
Is there a reason that you use Beatport versus, say, like Beat Source or Crate Hackers or DJ City or something like that?
Yeah, because Beatport does streaming, and I'm able to connect to my laptop, and I saw it's Beat Source, right? But Beatport allows for me to stream to my laptop when I want to go find a song or go test out a song to see, if I'm going to add it to my set or go purchase it. I want that ability to look at it and add it to a song that I would know or normally would play in a set, and then have that ability to go, okay, this is a new song that came out. Let me see how it sounds in a set, right? Let me see how it sounds when I mix it into it or mix out of it, or what other songs you get a chance to play with other songs where you don't get that chance with, like Crate City or even Bandcamp, right? And I know Bandcamp does pay the artist a lot better, but you don't have that ability of streaming into a software like Rekordbox where you can then go play with it and see if you would actually play it in a set.
Right.
Awesome. Let's go into a track and then we'll come back and talk about Rainbow Island and a couple of more shows.
Absolutely.
All right. Here we go.
Get it, it's nice up here. You can just shut down all the systems, turn out all the lights, just close your eyes and tune out everybody. There's nobody up there that can hurt you. It's safe. Still, it's a matter of what you do. If you decide to go, then you gotta just get on. Sit back, enjoy the ride.
Let's go!
Close your eyes and tune out everything. You got plant both your feet on the ground and start living life. It's time to go home. You can just shut down all the systems.
Y'all ready for this? Boom!
Yeah,
Oh, good old Angerfist, man. Wow.
can't go wrong with him.
You know, I'm like Shazamming it. I'm like, what? I need this song.
I
Oh,
was thinking the
man.
same thing. I was like, what is my set missing? Anger Fist. That's what it's missing.
Yeah,
Drop
I
at
think
least
that's
one
what it's
track.
missing.
That's what's
You know, I think that's one of the things. Like, I think we always are, as DJs, are like trying to find that one new song to add to it every day. You're like, ooh, I want that one, or you're like, oh, I know what song that would go before, what song that would go after, and you're like, yeah, that work.
Yeah, I think
For
back in
sure.
it was more like who had it first. So
Yeah.
a lot of the DJs were like, really looking for new tracks, new bootlegs, new anything, right? New edits. And then you'd go to a party and you rip it, and everybody's like, "Wow, where'd you get that one?" And be like, "Hey, wouldn't you like to know?"
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Like music nerds, and you're like, oh yeah, I got the song off of that one guy that one time who it's a complete white white label. Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, all the white labels. Back
Oh man.
record shop, we used to go like, "Oh, this is good." So you just find those diamonds in the roughs.
Mhm.
So keeping Austin hard. I wanted to backtrack
Yeah.
here. Let's talk about a couple of your events here. We wanted to talk about Rainbow Island. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah. So Rainbow Island was a happy hardcore rave that our show. I need to stop saying rave because that's such a not say negative connotation, but the venue that we use like just to call it a show. It was a happy hardcore show where we had DJ Maroney, who's actually from Arizona. She headlined the show. She killed it. Thankfully in Austin we have this place called the Oven. It's a live music venue, and the guy took a chance on us, right? And you were showing the Hartshorn flyer, and we'll talk about that. But they took a chance. I was very fortunate enough to find them, and they loved the sound that we brought, and we worked with them to do all our shows are pretty much done there except for a few. It's a blank canvas, and the Rainbow Island was a kind of a fun one because we brought in some Spark Something who helped co-promote this. Made a UV reactive rainbow stage like set for underneath the DJ booth, and so and it was all like they brought in like a digital VJ kind of person to come do some of the lights and sounds for stuff like that. And it was really cool where we had a chance to play some happy hardcore. And, we had GG Alien who, up in Dallas, who's an amazing DJ and he does not get enough credit. And he's kind of one of those, my advice, this is like you talk about little nuggets for every new DJ and stuff like that. Your Instagram and Facebook for yourself is so important. Like for your DJ, you need to be posting out content. You need to be doing something. And I was kind of explaining the importance of having a social space for yourself to highlight things that you're doing. Because I think if this guy was to really be out there on social media and stuff like that, I think he would be way up there as like one of the top happy hardcore DJs in America. You know, he's bringing the beats every time, and I think that's something that I think, you know, unfortunately, if you're not out there social engineering the world, you're not going to be found. And so,
Yeah, but you need a team for that, because I think as artists we like to focus on the art, and the social media side is a different, it's a different skill, right?
oh yeah, right. Well, absolutely. And I think that's one of those things that they kind of, you joked about being a DJ in the 90s and 2000s. You were a DJ. 90% of the stuff that you did was DJing.
Right.
Now you're a graphic design artist, you're social media marketing, you're promotion, you're doing all this other, you have so much that you have to do there.
We just do everything for us back in the 90s, and you had a following. They follow you because they saw you on a flyer, like, I had to go see this guy. That was pretty much it. You know, other than that, now you're completely spot on. Now we're marketing engineers, you know, audio professionals, your production, mastering, distribution, everything falls on the artist now. And wow, I never thought about it that way. See, I got a nugget today too.
Yeah, and I think, you know, this Hartshorn show, that was our first official Keep Austin Hard show that we did. So Keep Austin Hard just started this year, you know, in Austin. I found, like, we would do, like, there would be like one hard dance show a year, or we have this place thankfully called the Tunnels, which would be like this underground like rave situation that was free, but it's a process, and it's kind of first come first serve. So if you're down there and you get enough time and set up, you pretty much got a spot. And there would be some like happy hardcore or hard dance there, but it'd be really rare. And what I realized is there wasn't anyone really marketing or promoting hardstyle shows or hard dance shows, and I'll say hard dance more than hardstyle. Because I'll tell you right, because the reason why I say hard dance versus hardstyle is in Texas, as soon as you mention you're a hardstyle DJ, the first person they go to is Little Texas every time.
Of course.
And you're like, I've talked to, like, when I was trying to find when I was trying to find a venue for this, I was like, yeah, we're going to be like a hard dance show, a hardstyle show and stuff like that. And they're like Little Texas. And I'm like, no, nothing like Little Texas. Like, not at all. It is absolutely nothing like Little Texas. And that is a struggle that we're having, is trying to get away from that Little Texas, you know, marketing or you know, the way that it looks. And
yeah,
Hartshorn is definitely not to say the opposite of Little Texas, but definitely in his style, more mainstream, you know. And thankfully, you know, we had an investor that wanted to throw, like, I wanted to throw our first show, and I wanted to go big. I initially wanted Kutsky, but it didn't work out due to visa and other reasons and stuff like that. Like, that's a big thing. Yeah, I know
I got you, bro.
Yeah, and it was like,
I got the solution.
Yep. And we, so the investor was like, and they're like, who do you want to bring in? Like, who you're paying for them? Who do you want to see? And they're like, I want Hartshorn. And we're like, okay, I could do that. So I reached out to his management. We came up with a deal. I mean, it was like fairly quickly, like a month turnaround. And then we had Hartshorn. And I think that really was kind of the thing that they're like, okay, this is real. Like, y'all are actually doing hard dance shows. And, you know, we found a venue that we're able to, you know, they heard what we did with that Hartshorn show, and they absolutely loved us. And they loved everything that we did. And we're just like, okay, like, this can be something, you know, bigger, right? We work with the venue, and the venue loves the people that we bring in, and they love our talent, they love our songs, and they love working with me because I was able to do, you know, math and at 5 o'clock in the morning after a show. And I was like, oh yeah, it's just this, da 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 da. And they're like, okay, yeah, you're good. You're fine to work with. And so I think that's like once they realized, okay, this can be something different and something big, we got very fortunate with that. And then we had a couple other small regional shows and stuff like that. And then you see here we had Claws, which is a hard techno and artist. Fantastic. We worked with Energy Events up in Dallas. So kind of, what you're talking about is collaborating, with other promoters and stuff like that. Like we worked with them to get Claus and Jenna Shaw to come down to Austin, and we worked a deal where Jenna Shaw and Claus played also in Dallas the following Saturday night in a much bigger area. So the oven's only about 250 max, where the next place that they played that following night was like 1,000 plus max show. So it's get a little of a deal with a smaller venue, but we had some extra production and stuff like that. And that is the advantage of the music venue that we use is it's a blank slate. Like we can make all the changes that we want. We can add, different productions. We can do whatever we want because it's just a blank slate with an amazing sound system. And we're very fortunate with that.
I have a quick question for you, and you mentioned Kutski a moment ago, but who would you like to, if any artist, any hardstyle, hard dance, any artist in the world, who would you say would be the best collaborator for you, or the one that you would want to collaborate with the most?
So Darren Styles.
No, Dream. Anybody in the world?
I'll tell you anyone.
Yeah.
Totally. Darren Styles. Darren Styles. Oh, always Darren Styles or Ben Nicky. Any one of those two. Like I would love to work with I would love to have like an hour with Darren Styles, not performing or whatever. Just show me how he makes his magic. Show me what he does on the production side of the house because he creates such fun, like we call it like happy yard dance, such fun songs to listen to, right? And his sets are always a little, a little crazy, and they're always a lot of fun and they're all different and stuff like that. Same thing with Ben Nicky. Like if you haven't been paying attention to what Ben Nicky's doing from a social media perspective with his Facebook group, like the stuff that he's doing is amazing. Like he holds contests for openers for his shows. Like that's what he does, and he will. Nice. And there's a gentleman or a group called Harker and Hayes, and they're friends with them, and they made their big break because Ben Nicky held a contest and they won the contest and they were able to open for Ben Nicky. Could you imagine like opening for an artist because you submitted for a contest and all of a sudden you're playing a huge like festival or stuff like that because of that? Like he does, yeah, it happens, and you're just like he does so much for his fans and for the people who are supporting him and stuff like that. It does a lot. He's doing stuff in like Ibiza right now, and it's really cool. And his fans are always. I had the fortune to hang around with them during a festival that I went to in the UK, and they're just some of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. And they're just because they love the music, And I think that's such a big thing is and especially in the hard dance community, we love the music. Like I've never met someone that was part of the hard dance community and go, yeah, I really don't like the music. No, you
or love it's okay. I listen to it on the weekends,
right? Yeah, it's not on my daily. Like I don't wake up to it like I do.
Yeah. Like everybody's always like, let's go.
They're like, and it doesn't really matter. Like, it could be Guns for Hires, or it could be the Tweakers, or it could be Sound Rush, or whatever. They're still there for it, right? And they just love the music and they love the energy that hard dance brings as a whole. And I think that's the thing with hard dance is it's not a drug-filled culture anymore. It's all about the music. Brendan Hart has the entire song about that. It is all about the music especially with Keep Boston Hard. It's all about music and creating a safe space and a place for everyone to come together to just love the music,
Nice
and stuff. So
speaking of music, how about we throw in some Sub-Zero?
Absolutely.
Hey,
bring it.
Hey,
let's go.
You call me a loser, I'm stupid, a freak, destined to fail, desperate and weak. You play the part, but I got the heart. I'm back on my game, I don't need you to start wasting your time on talking me down. You didn't believe me, but look at me now. I'm walking away from the hating and pain. No longer a victim, I'm ready to break away from the chains of domination. Break away, it's my liberation.
That was fun. That is all. Everything the Sub-Zero project does, like, it is absolutely a banger. And I love the fact that they're working on doing different styles of kicks. Right? It's not the same laser kicks anymore, right? That they used to do. They're doing a variation on a lot of that there. So Sub-Zero projects, man, they're killing it. There would be one that if you ever get a chance to see them live, it's funny because when you see who they are, you're like, oh, y'all don't look anything like I thought y'all would look like. You know,
That's funny.
like one's really short and one's really tall, and you're like, okay. So Hard is King. So that is actually a collaboration that we did with a previous guest of yours, Alfred, our DJ Pickle, from down in Houston. You know, he actually Hardside Jeff and DJ Pickle, they actually gave me my first shot as a DJ to actually open or have my first open show, I guess, for a Hard is King, where they brought in Villains Wears Black. Audio Freak was supposed to play, but then there was issue with the visa, which we, being here, we all understand, like, it's always something with the visa. And that causes so many issues. And so Heartside Jeff actually heard my podcast, and he reached out to me, was like, hey, you're pretty decent. Like, and I was not decent at all. Like, it was horrible. But he's like, hey, do you want to come? It's the first slot of the night, but hey, it's a chance to play and stuff like that. And we've been friends, and we worked on things here and there. I go down to play at Houston because they definitely have a much more predominant hardcore hard dance scene down there. I think Joey Riot, when you look at his top stats, Houston was like in his top 10 cities that people listen to Joey Riot. And you're like, Houston, like, yeah, because they have such a bigger scene down there than we do, But we collaborated. We brought in Districts. So, fun fact, Districts is from Austin, Texas. He actually lives in Georgetown, not too far from us. And, having a chance to talk to him and stuff like that, and he is really an amazing guy. And he put on an amazing show, brought in some like IDs and some collabs that he's been doing. He's been mentoring a DJ named B Elements up in Dallas, and doing a lot of stuff with that. B Elements has a lot of tracks that you will find on Bandcamp, and he's also been on Beatport and stuff like that. And he's doing hardstyle, and it's hardstyle, raw style type stuff, and the guy's killing it. And we actually we'll show up a flyer here in a little bit for it, but he's going to do his debut set for us in July with Ike and Has Hard. So that one, yeah. So what's funny is that's gonna be our July 20th show that we're doing. DJ Animal, who is a hardstyle hard dance DJ, who is the manager of a venue down in San Marcos, that they only allow her or them to play house and like bass house and tech house there, and sometimes some rhythm and dubstep at their venue, because the owners won't let her play hard dance and hardstyle. And she reached out to me and she was like, I want to play with y'all. Like, I'm having an itch to play hardstyle. I want to do hard dance. They don't let me play it here at my venue, and I want to play. And so we actually she reached out to us, and then I kind of contacted some people in our area, B Elements, a gentleman named Jay Resin, who's a resident DJ at the Concourse Project. If you're not aware of the Concourse Project, it's the number 26th DJ in the world, or number 26th club in the world, EDM club in the world. And it's one of the few that it's here in Austin, and I have a goal with Keep Austin Hard to actually have a show there at one point in time, and that's why I'm like, I'm going to bring out like Gammer and Darren Styles. Like, I'm going to do a big show there, and I think, Austin, I think you need to get ready. That's hopefully going to happen in the next couple of years.
Nice.
There's some movement there, and I was like, or bring out Andy Wigby, right? Just be like someone who's never been to the States and only have been in one city. Yeah, we'll sell out really quickly if you bring out like an Andy Wigby and bring out some bounce. But anyway,
you know how hard it is to do a visa for a one city show, though.
Well, I do know how hard it is to do thankfully, our next really big show that comes outside of, in September, and we're going to officially announce who the headliner for this show is here. We're going to talk about a couple more shows, but we mentioned about the visa. So thankfully, due to Wastelands being they're taking care of visas for us, I am working on doing a North American tour for Kutski. So we're going to have Kutski on September 7th here in Austin, Texas. This is his first time in Austin. He's been to Houston before, but we're going to bring him in. And Water Spirit is going to be the opening DJ for him. So we're kind of having a 2-for-1. It's a birthday party for a friend of ours, and we're going to do, but we're working with people up in, like you said, collaborating. It's not a competition, and working with people up in DC, New York, Chicago. If we're able to do things in like LA area, we could probably go to, and Denver and stuff like that. But because of Wastelands, they said, hey, you can't, you can't work with anyone contractually in the California area for Kutski. But I said, I was like, the States is big enough. We could find someone somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's what a 50-mile radius.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
and 30 days post and pre-show. So
only 30.
Yeah, I think that's from the last management. When I was talking to them, they said that's kind of what there is 30 days.
It was 6 months at one time.
Yeah, that was probably in the early 1800s.
No, it wasn't that long ago. We were doing 6 months on both sides.
If I
go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I say we're wrapping up. We got about 5 minutes, maybe 10 at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I want to make sure we capture all your socials and make sure everyone knows where to follow you, what you got coming up, and stuff like that.
So, socials, DJ Renegade, first D is a 3, all one word on all your social media platforms. You can also find Keep Austin Hard on Instagram, Facebook. You just type in Keep Austin Hard. I will guarantee you we're the only ones that do that. Do not go to keepaustinhard.com. That will take you to a not fun. It'll take you to a pretty fun site, but not an appropriate site. It's for erectile dysfunction for Austin, Texas. Anyway, I was like, because I wanted to buy the domain. I was like, hilarious. I wanted to buy the domain. I'm like, I have a website. I'm like, nope, can't do that and stuff. So
that's hilarious. That's very specific. I'm just saying that's very specific.
Yeah. Well, Austin has a very they used to be called Keep Austin Weird was their big slogan for Austin, and we just kind of piggybacked it and just called it Keep Austin Hard, and it just kind of fit, and everyone kind of fell in love with it. You know, really wasn't too much marketing to it. You just Keep Austin Hard. They're like, yeah, I like that and stuff. So what you see here is the Homie Collective Campout. I'm really excited about this. This is my first real festival that we're doing, and this is going to be up in Charlottetown, Massachusetts on August 4th, August 1st to the 4th. The 4th is my birthday. I'm actually playing on August 3rd. You can see we have headliners such as Mad Girls, Looney Tunes, Lucas Slush, Kami's playing there, Water Spirit, Lavada. You have some of the best and biggest hard dance DJs and up-tempo DJs that are going to be here at this camp out. It is the first hard dance style stage in the Northeast since 2015. So there hasn't been, we're talking about these festival level stuff, up in LA, down in LA with Wastelands. But I think we're starting to see a lot more of that where the more festivals are going to want to do more hard dance, hard style shows. And Bass of Spades is running it. I got very fortunate, right place, right time. There's a gentleman named The Ripper who is from Austin, Texas, lives in Bryan now, who's good friends with Obstructa, who's good friends with Bass of Spades, who they came down for a tunnel rave to play with us. And they're like, hey, we really like what you played at the tunnel rave. Can you come play this festival? And I was like, absolutely. And you look at the lineup, and I've got a chance to talk to some of these people, and I highly suggest y'all do too. They go follow all of them. Like, they're amazing DJs, every single one of them, and producers.
Yeah, I see a couple of our friends here, Obstructa, Lucky Rabbit.
Everyone's friends with Obstructa. If you have not had a chance to meet that guy, he is one of my favorite humans in the entire world.
He's awesome. I look forward to meeting him in person.
Yeah.
I've chatted with him online and whatnot before. He's really cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's definitely he's like one of the top up-tempo producers in America right now, and he is killing it. He is willing to go wherever to play. Like, it's so, he's played in Austin a couple of times. Random shows that we've had in Austin, he's like, yeah, I'll come down to play. And we're just, because he has family in Austin, so he's like, I'll come hang out with him. And you're just like, no way, dude. And such an amazing show. Highly recommend if you ever get to chance to see Obstructa or The Ripper, and both of them together. It's a lot of fun. They actually played up in New York not too long ago. So
yeah, I think Obstructa, we might I think I know his manager. I might get in contact with him.
Yeah. I definitely, if you want up tempo and a lot of fun, Obstructa's your guy. Little Texas is expensive. He's not as expensive as Little Texas, and definitely worth a chance to even if it's just to meet the dude. The guy, he's like I said, he's like one of my favorite humans in the world to talk to.
Nice. Well, we want to thank you. We do appreciate you taking your time. I understand we had EDC 2 weeks ago, but we thank you for keeping it for today, and we look forward to hearing from what you got going on in the future. Maybe in a couple of months, after maybe August, after your main wave of shows are done, we can talk about how they went and what your last quarter of the year is going to come and look like in terms of more events, and we'll help you promote those as well. On top of that, maybe for 2025, we can kind of spark some talks about maybe Hardstyle Maniacs reaching out Texas out there, and
absolutely,
we'll bring some of the West Coast talent, and we'll cover a couple of sets for you guys, and we'll do a little friendly breaking the bread situation where we bring some of the locals out here and play on Texas.
Sounds good. I think that'd be awesome.
Awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Magic, is there anything you want to add? I think we're about to go to the last song, and you'll be surprised because the last song is exactly what we were talking about for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. I just appreciate your time and your patience, as well as flexibility. I know that we were both busy that first week, and also why I kind of tried to schedule our schedule like this.
Right.
I'm really excited to see what you guys have going on. I look forward to, as we are expanding east, to be able to work with more collaborations with people like yourself. And like I said, I've basically cracked the code for visas, I think. So if there's anyone that you're wanting to look for bringing with, that might not have the interest of the people able to bring them for Wasteland or whatnot, let's talk.
All right, sounds good. My door is always open. If anyone wants to chat about it, whatever, I'm always open. I'm more than happy to chat about whatever.
It's a pleasure.
I'm an open guy. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all been fantastic.
And if you guys didn't notice, Hardstyle Maniacs officially has a flag.
Oh,
So whenever I'm gonna carry this thing with me wherever I go, events, festivals. If you see this flag rising, you need to come say hello, because that's gonna be the new thing for us. I'm gonna make probably 1 or 2 more, obviously for the team here for Magic and stuff like that, so they can raise their own flags when they go to their events, and I'm not visible. He's got to represent, so he needs his flag. So you see that flag anywhere, be sure to say hello. And with that said, be sure to follow Keeping Austin Hard on all social media platforms. Make sure that you follow Hardstyle Maniacs on all social platforms. And remember, Hardstyle America is a force that needs you to support it, because we are hopefully sparking a movement here in the U.S. And if you're part of this, we want to thank you. Thank you for tuning in. And if you want to watch our previous broadcast, be sure to visit us on the YouTube Hardstyle Maniacs TV and follow us on social media. But in the conclusion of this show, why don't we put on some Obstructa?
Yeah.
Really good idea. I think it's a really good idea.
So yeah, I figured this kind of all, the universe just said, let's go to Obstructa today. So Obstructa, you're closing our show today. Thank you. We'll soon. Thanks again.
Yes.
Unauthorized personnel detected near the prison core. Test subjects found within the core restricted areas have reported hearing colors and seeing sounds. Core meltdown imminent. Prison purge engaged. Translate light into energy. Into energy. Unauthorized personnel detected near the prison core. Core meltdown imminent. Into energy. Unauthorized personnel detected near the prison core. Test subjects should be advised. You will hear color and see sounds. Test subjects should prepare for refraction.